So welcome back, and we are going to talk about bicycles versus tricycles streetwise. So I totally feel like a fighting announcer. To my right, I have the recumbent tricycle. To my left versus the 10-speed road bike. So let's begin. So we have, on my left, we have the 10-speed traditional road bike that has 27-inch rims, I believe, or 700. They call it 700. I have to look up that abbreviation, but usually they're 27s, all front and back. You know, the recumbent tricycle has 20s in the front, 20-inch rims in the front, and 26s in the rear. So there is that difference, and obviously the seating position is different too. The tricycle is lower with a solid seat pan, and the 10-speed has a traditional seating position with a smaller seat, and the seating positions were up high. Now we go on to the brake systems. So on the road bike, we have a traditional rim brake system. With the trike, we have a disc brake system. Now, the trike system is a lot better for stopping and controlling the bike. However, because of how light the road bike is, the rim brake system that it has is more than accurate to control the bike. As long as the rims stay straight, they should do the job just fine. So the net weight on both of these bikes, the recumbent weighs in about 30 to 35 pounds. And for a trike standpoint, that is really good, because most trikes, the conventional trikes, can weigh up to 52 pounds. So that is pretty good. And the frame of the trike is aluminum, while the frame of the road bike to my left is steel. So, and the net weight of the road bike is about 18 to 22 pounds, my guesstimate. So, already in that aspect, the road bike has the upper hand, because it can use the rider's energy and muscle more efficiently than the trike right now at this point. So, and because of the seating position, the advantages and disadvantages both of the bikes have are on the road bike. Since it has a traditional seating position, when you're going uphill, you are able to stand up on the pedals and use your body leverage to get up the hill faster. On the recumbent tricycle, you don't have that advantage. You're pretty much unable to stand up on pedals because you're laying back in a seated position, and it's virtually impossible to use your body weight in that way. So you're more, in that aspect, you're more using your endurance and muscle to get up the hill. And climbing wise, the tricycle is going to be a lot more slower, which that's fine. But the gear wise on the trike has 3 gears in the front, while the road bike has 2. And reason being is because of the lightness of the road bike, it doesn't really need a granny gear, what they call the third gear over here is a 22nd gear to 25 gear and 2th gear. Now that is strictly for climbing. While the one over here has a 44, that the smallest gear in the front. Now most modern road bikes now have a 3rd gear, so that is getting popular for the road bikes of today, the modern era. Now, going over the middle gear on my trike is, I believe it is a 44 or 42 to a 44. The largest in my trike is about, I would say, 48 maybe, in that range. And the biggest one on the road bike is a 52 teeth on the road bike. So what the advantages of the road bike has with that gear ratio in the front is a higher topping speed. So why in the same big gear, the biggest gear over here might top out at, I would say, with a good rider, I'm not talking about me, but with a good rider over here, this can go about maybe 20 miles an hour, maybe maintaining the speed for long distance. While this bike over here, because of the 52 teeth sprocket in the front, it might be able to go about 25-30 miles an hour on the flat, and even faster going downhill. So, like I said, over here there's 2 gears in the front compared to this over here. There's 3, and in the back we have a 5-speed cassette for the road bike. Over here we have a 8-speed cassette. So that even though this has more gears, this is still more efficient on how do you use your muscle, your endurance, your leverage of your body. But even with that said, I imagine that if you are going uphill with the road bike and you lose your momentum going up, that at a certain point, because of lack of speed, this is going to struggle to keep up on balance. Why this trike is going to be obviously holding itself up no matter what, even at any speed. So, but that is another downside as well, because with the trike, you had no choice on to keep going up a hill. You can stop, but you're losing your momentum, and it's harder to get that going from a dead stop going uphill. Now, you know, and the shifters for the back gears on both of them are about the same design. Over here, that's the gear shifters for the road bike here, and pulling back. The one on the right is for the back gear selector, and the one on the front, the one on the left is for the front. And over here, with the trike, we have the slimmer gear selector in a different location. It has I installed a car shifter knob. I just do that sort of thing. And for the front shifter, it has a quick shifter for the front together on here. So we go on to tires. Now with the road bike, it has a very thin or small tire on it, and it's more like it more resembles a drag tire on a drag racer. So it's like a slick, and it allows it to have the maximum traction on the street. And on top of that, the tire pressure this guy has is it can hold up to 128 psi max, and that makes the tire super hard. When you're going on the road, it kind of prefers it better with the high psi because of even though it's a hard tire and there's not a lot of give or like suspension, but it keeps the tire planted on the road and it gives you the most traction. However, if you take this off road, the opposite would happen. Basically, because of the rims, so it's not as wide at all. It'll just kind of shoot into the sand, and because of the hardness of the tire, again, it will just spin. The tires over here, I chose a brand that they specialize in touring tires. Touring tires are, or they go on bikes that are designed to carry a lot of weight, and they're designed to go really far distance, like crossing the states far. So they're designed to not go fast, but they're designed to climb hills. Go and maintain a decent speed without hardly any using up any energy, but efficiently. So, like I said, these are touring tires, and these are rated at 5,000 miles before you have to change them. The reason being is because of the rubber compound with these tires. These tires are probably a softer rubber compound, which softer rubber compound, when it hits the street, it kind of does it sticks to the road. That's why it's so good for the road. Again, the slick kind of design, that's what slicks do. The downside is they do wear out faster, but when you do have them, they give you nothing but traction. These tires, since they're rated at 5,000 miles, their compound is a little bit harder, so they wear out slower. So I do give a lot I give and take a little bit. So because I know these tires can withstand more miles, and these tires are twice as thick as these tires, so that means these are more thorn resistant. But what I trade off is traction. These do have a lot of traction, but not as much as these. So there's that. But for me, it's a good trade-off. Now, we come down to handlebars. Now, the handlebars on the road bike usually aren't tilted up like this. They're usually, the brake lever is usually pointed downwards or towards the front. And the handlebars on the trike are like joysticks. And they turn, the two front wheels turn like a car. So, and two, the brake system on the trike has one lever. It's a tandem lever that goes from one lever into two brakes. That allows me to control both brakes with one lever. And the road bike doesn't do that. The road bike has one lever per brake. So it gives you the option of how much brake you want to use and when. And depending on where you're at, say for example, you are going uphill with the road bike and you lose your momentum going uphill, and what happens when the bike starts to go backwards? You hit the front brake and the bike will stop, or the bike will get under control again. Like I said, with the incumbent, I have a one brake lever for both of my brakes. Well, all my brakes actually. So I get maximum controls, and I'm able to stop as quick as I can, as safe as I can. So go on to pedal differences. On the road bike, it has a traditional pedal that you can use almost any type of shoe, tennis shoe, to make it to ride it. On my trike over here, I have a pedals that connect to a special pair of shoes. They're clipless pedals, and if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be able to pedal my bike, or keep my foot on the pedal, for that matter. So we went through basically both of the bikes. We kind of discussed the pros and cons, such as the weight difference, seating positions, tire rim size, tire selection, and how many gears this has compared to that. The gear size compared to this one. So the question kind of was, which one's better? Is it the trike or is it the road bike? And keep in mind that they are both road bikes in their own respective places. They share the same parts, so which means the parts on this bike and the parts on this bike, virtually I can change them around and use them on both within reason. Obviously the road bike doesn't have disc brake mounts, but if it did, I would be able to use the disc brakes on this one. These parts are basically nothing special besides like some key components this has that is special to this bike, like a chain guide it has underneath the seat. Because the chain runs from the front, the tip of the front of the bike to the rear, and the chain doesn't run in a straight line, so to keep the chain off to rubbing on the frame, it has to have a chain guide to run it down and up. So with that, so there are those kind of differences. With the chain on the road bike, you have a straight line, so you really don't need any special guides to keep it off the frame. So, and like I said, which is better, the road bike, bicycle, or the trike that is still, traditionally a road bike as well? I would say, there's not, even though obviously 3 wheels compared to 2, and as a trike and as a road bike, they're about the same, because they ride the same as traction on the road. They're both hardtails, and they're both road bikes. So obviously the two-wheel version of the road bike is going to be going a lot faster. The trike is going to struggle a lot more against it because of the weight and the efficiency of the bicycle is going to be greater than the efficiency of the trike, no matter what, unless it has a motor, or unless it maybe weighed less than the two counterpart. Maybe that won't be an issue, but in its current form, this is going to be faster. So, in which that's fine. So again, if you ask me, in my opinion, which is better, they're both about equal. I'm not a active bicycle rider because I don't have the balance for it, so I couldn't compare the two in that way. But I'm a licensed bicycle mechanic, and with that said, I rode with a lot of people that rode on 10 speeds. So, with their both respective, what they are, they're about even. And two, there's not really a question because of, as long as they get you out there on the road and exercise and they make your life better, it truly doesn't matter. So, it's all on you. Wherever you ride, the road bike, bicycle, to the trike, road bike, and they're the same. So, I hope that was a eye-opening conversation, and I hope that's what you had in mind. Whoever gave me that suggestion, thank you for the suggestion. I do read my comments down, and if you have more ideas or comments, leave them down below. And if you made it to this part in the video, please subscribe and watch one of my videos in the future. Until then, bye for now.